Batista Foundation. How about them Cowboys? Huge win, huge win. You know, first of all, great respect to the Steelers. I love this rivalry. We have so much history against each other, and I wasn't old enough to witness the two first Super Bowls, but you constantly hear about it though. You know, and then we got them. That good one. So we have enough history around each other and all that. Man, this game had it all. Penalty. It's had some bad penalties on both sides. Had great offensive plays, had great defensive plays on both teams, and then special teams even played a part in this game too. Like Jones, the punter for the Cowboys, for the most part, for most of the game, he angled it well, so Antonio Brown had, didn't really have that much to work with. But he had that one huge play, so again, played big at the same time. And then Lucky Whitehead, we started to question his return of capabilities, but then he comes with a huge flipping of the field positioning, and we got a score out of that. So and then what can else you can say about Dan Bailey? I was kind of shocked how much 2-point conversions. Cowboys went for 2, Steelers went for 4. So it was an overall great game. Again, offensively, defensively. When I first saw the score on my phone, before I was heading home, I was just like, man, was the defense doing, like I said, enough plays and all that. Sean Lee, what a chess match between him and Bell. Bell, he is such a great player. But we made just enough plays to not let him explode explode on our defense. Same thing with Brown. He made plays. Another great player. So we kept him from really taking over the game. And then Big Ben, such a warrior. Yeah, starting off with Anthony Brown, one of our rookies. It looked like somebody, say, oh yeah, they finally picked on him and stuff like that. Well, he fought through it and all that. He made, his coverage was good and all that. They made plays on him. You can't expect, for him to defend every pass, Again, Sean Lee, made enough plays to, to keep the defense around and stuff like that. Wilcox, I know all of us was a little bit nervous on how he would play, but for the most part, he was laying some good hits tonight. Today, for me it's today. Yeah, he made some. That one hit on Antonio Brown, man, that was a huge hit and stuff like that. Then Demarcus Lawrence, D-Law, man, his best game so far this year. He was getting the backfield, he had a huge sack, and then on the reverse he had a huge hit. If he would have been there maybe a second earlier, maybe he would have gotten that fumble and all that, So, again, great job by the defense and all that. Just coming up with this enough plays to not let us, because hopefully Scandrick, it was precautionary why they took him out. Probably he don't have to go to the protocol anyway. Probably Wednesday or Thursday we find out. Hope he comes up, because Steve Smith is one of those lot of ageless wonders, Yeah, and then offensively, we had the best offensive line. They had some penalties, but we was good enough to overcome those penalties. This is probably Cole Beasley's hardest games. They schemed well against him. They knew how, and there was a couple where they they whacked the ball right out of his hand when he was catching them and stuff like that. So was his biggest struggle. But again, when you gotta pick your poison, you gotta pick it out. And I mean, not to go a little bit sidetracked here. Jason Witten. I mean, everybody calls him how reliable and how professional and how consistent he is. To me, he's still one of the better players in the NFL. I mean, on their final drive, they get him 3 times. So they hit him for 3 big good plays and all that. And for a guy that supposedly lost a step, slow, whatever, he always gets. I mean, every year, always the same thing. He's always playing and all that. So I don't get it. Just because he doesn't have flashy play, they don't consider him the best. I mean, I thought consistency was a huge thing. So for me, they gotta stop saying, "Oh, he's such a reliable player." Man, he's one of the best. In this game. People can disagree, but how can nobody has stopped him. Not one game he's had less than maybe 4 catches. So they gotta start respecting him. You respect him in that kind of like almost like a backhanded comment, kind of like, oh, he's doing a good job. He's so professional, whatever. And then Dez. I didn't know because I was barely on Facebook and social media and stuff like that, but didn't know his dad died. Rest in peace to his father. And he had a huge game. He didn't catch every pass, but he made the plays when it counted, and that huge touchdown pass was very good. My favorite play, I'll get into it with them too. I'll get into that a little bit. But yeah, what a huge game from him. Dak Prescott, man. I mean, this guy, at times he look, at times but then again, he doesn't crumble or anything like that. He made great throws. He made good reads. He had that one fumble, but again, when somebody throwing against you, I mean, being a cornerback, there's no way you can expect every game to defend every pass. And yes, Dak has been very careful with the ball, but you can't expect him to be that clean every time. So, it happens. Defensive players make plays. I hope that it's not a reoccurring thing, but what I can say is again, it happens. I mean, we was good enough to overcome. That's the biggest thing that is there. My favorite play was one of my favorite plays of the game was when Des Bryant had came across that slant and Dak just drilled it. That was such great anticipation, a lot of zip on the ball, and it was accurate. So that was a huge play. And he marched down the field, got it, put us in a position and all that. And finally, man, Zeke. I mean, this game, all the things that that's why I wanted him so much. You saw it all on display tonight. That screen pass. Once he got past that second wave, I was like, oh, he is gone. And you saw the speed. You saw the speed and stuff like that. Then like at least 3, maybe 4, maybe even 5. He had some great blocks picking up the blitz and all that, especially the one against Timmons. He kind of gives him that low block. He flips over, and then when he's getting up, he doesn't get. Zeke is like, hey, you're still not getting to your quarterback. I won't block as long as my offensive line blocks. And he got the. He continued to block. The vision. There was a couple. In those short yardage gains, he found the right hole, and and he made the guy miss. So and then he saw some power in those play. Some power as well too. Like had one, I think he was stopped for like maybe only to like 2-3 yards, and then all of a sudden he gets 6 yards. So again, the power. And then the explosion of those final 2 touchdowns. I mean, once he saw that, he planted his foot and he was gone. Little side shout out. And what a good block by Escobar. I mean, he was getting pushed a little bit, but hey, again, the guy, he could get down and all that, but he's showing that he's for the team too, and whatever role he plays, special teams, come in as a third blocker, whatever, he does what he needs, he does anything to contribute, and that's beautiful. But yeah, again, huge game. I mean, those 3 touchdowns by Zeke, I mean, it was just like, wow. And those holes that the offensive line provided, I mean, that was like, so well executed and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much my video. Everybody can still talk about. I don't care. I still can talk about it. It's a test. Every week is a test. The next test is how fast can we clinch this division. That's the next test for me. Is how fast can we clinch this division. All right. That's my video. Mahalo for watching. Buddy, hello boys. Go Cowboys.